every day I talk to a person, I talk as though I'm talking to 1,000.
Gotcha.
And every day I'm talking to like maybe 1,000 people tonight, I'm talking to one. What I'm talking about is everybody's problem. And we all have transitions, and we all, I believe, need what it is I'm offering.
And you've had a chance to take this outside of Pennsylvania. You
Yes.
have some other, can you tell us about some of those other places?
University of Illinois, Champaign. They had me there for an entire weekend. That was fascinating because it was different from me in that you have world-class scholars who are asking me questions about the technical aspect as to what I'm doing. Well, how about this and how about that? Great question because they put you on a firing line. And that's great because, but I held my own pretty well. But it also tells me that I'm talking to an audience that actually looks at our kids differently. I've got to adjust, adapt, and overcome and make them more of a stakeholder that I'm careful as to how I answer their question because they have ramifications for the kids who come in their class, particularly black males. Here's an opportunity to change that mindset. So I've been studying now more about academia when they speak of, also I'm speaking as a keynote speaker in Jacksonville before 118 black deans. They're all meeting in Jacksonville, Florida, 23rd of this month, and I'll have a chance to give them an idea, a flavor, a snapshot as to what I'm doing.
Fantastic.
The upside is I get a chance to get them all in one room. The downside is it's very expensive to get there.
I know what you mean. And you're going pretty much on your own.
Yes.
This is a mission.
Yes.
Also, though, I will say for the audience sake that we first met you at the Robert Lynch Student Leadership Conference, which is an arm of the Black Conference on Higher Education, which has been around since at least 1969, 68, 69. And we have about 200 to 300 students that attend that from all over Pennsylvania. You know, are you hopeful when you see that kind of gathering and the quality of speakers that they bring in, that, you know, students are getting it, that they're able to make the transition, or do you still see, you know, a great need there?
It's a great question you ask because I watched this here organization grow for the past 20, 30 years. And I'm also the first class of Dr. K. Leroy Irvis in terms of Act 101.
Okay.
And we all are. You also.
No question.
I went to Slippery Rock, you went to Westchester. We couldn't stand you then, we can't stand you now.
But we beat you every time.
But the whole part was, that's a long time ago, but what's coming forward now is there's a different type of student of color today. They aren't as hungry as we are. They weren't in depth in terms of the history and the forthright and the background into how we got there. There's no civil rights movement going on. There's no war in Vietnam. There is no Malcolm X. There is no Martin. There is no Andy Young. All the persons that I knew as mentors and coaches then, as symbolic mentors, these persons were willing to put their lives on the line for what they believed. They don't exist anymore. So we all went to higher education, and all of us were really ill-prepared. But we had a burning desire, here comes that dream again, that burning desire to do well in spite of the odds. These kids are not this way now. As a matter of fact, at Penn State, I'm having a lot of issues with students who are there where they do not like being designated as being African American or black. They want to say, my name is Jane, or I'm a chemistry major. That happens to be black. Interesting. Talk tough, but America hasn't changed its tenets in terms of how they view you. Either way, this is where we are.
A lot of our kids are not quite making that connection, and so they don't have the burning desire, and some of them do, you know. And it is kind of sad to see the state of what's happening, especially when I go back to Black Males Council, because you made a comment. You said at one of our historically black universities, Hampton, the ratio is like 9 women to 1 male.
That's right.
What, you know, 9 to 1.
That's right.
So this, wow.
There was an issue in I think it was the Collegian, and that was 3 years ago. Back then it was 8 to 1.
Okay, now it's 9 to 1.
And we aren't, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you turn it, no matter how you actually try to manipulate it, the black female is the spirit, the pillar, and the strength of black America. I really don't care what anyone else thinks. When it comes to her, nothing's done unless she makes it happen. And this isn't to beat up black males. This is a fact.
Yeah.
And I think we can learn a lot from that.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that? That's a good question. Yeah, and so many of our young people, period, no matter what race or background they come from, are growing up without men in their lives that are sustained men. I mean, it's just a fact, and so we have to be careful about that.
Well, you're strong black women, though.
We do. Our strong women, strong black women in particular. Your Langston Du Bois Institute is available to people. I mean, there are institutions out there that need you to come in and to do. So you're available to do workshops. And you can tailor that workshop to an institution's need. Is that what I'm getting? Okay.
I come in and I can do it the right way, which is to come in and basically train the trainer.
Okay.
Where my return on investment is not only do I actually train the students that you have or the problems or issues that you're encountering, but I also train you on how to detect them and how to actually deal with them, and that when I leave, you have a skill set that you didn't have before I came. Two. What I do is, whatever it is in terms of far as cost, and cost is always an issue, we can work it out.
Okay.
We can work it out in such a way that something you can afford and I can accept. And three, there is, in terms of what we're doing here at the Langston Du Bois Institute, who you're talking to will be the trainer. That would be me. If I bring in someone, it will be, like I mentioned, there's a good way and a wrong way. The good way is, you let me come in and I do a needs assessment. And the information and the questions you have, I listen to your questions, but at the same time, I let the answers be driven by data. What are the students saying? What do they want? What are their needs? How do I know that? Let the data flush that out, and that's okay. Here's what you're saying. Here's what the student's saying. Let's mesh the two and make it better. So when I leave, questions are answered. And when I come in, students are thrilled because I'm dealing with something that has a finger on the pulse as to what they're really experiencing. And as I go through the training program, it becomes even more and more fascinating because all my training is interactive.
Okay.
It's small groups, it's teams, it's presentations, it's you actually defending your point. And I encourage all students in my training that everyone is entitled to opinion. That's very important. However, you must defend that opinion.
Okay. Yeah, back it up.
Yes.
Not just have a gut feeling, you know. Yeah, okay. Good stuff, yeah. I don't know if you've given your contact information, how people can reach you, and where's the, you get in touch with the Langston Du Bois Institute.
I can, right now, I'm just beginning to get started in terms of building a website, but right now I can be contacted, or you can make contact with me in terms of email, and that is Vernon, all lowercase, vernon.carraway, 86 at gmail.com.
And spell Carraway for us.
Carraway. Vernon like Mount Vernon. That's all lowercase, vernon.carraway, 86 at gmail.com.
Excellent, excellent. And I sure hope people will contact you because I know the quality of your work, and I know that there are a lot of us who are just, struggling with that whole notion of transition, and they don't understand that when something ends, you gotta, there has to be another beginning. Yeah,
it's powerful.
Yes, it is.
I just finished. I had a dream 3 weeks ago, and it stayed with me because I lost my mentor about 2000. His name is Dr. C. Eric Lincoln, and he was my mentor of 30 years. And he mentioned to me, the same time he died, because I was the last person to be with him. He mentioned.
We're going to run out of time in a second. The time is running down. Yeah, but I'm gonna should hold that thought. But I know that, yes, indeed.
It's okay. There's so much to say.
Yeah, it is a lot to say. But I certainly appreciate you coming on, and you got a tremendous story. And I'm so glad you're carrying on the legacy of your son and helping other people. And I hope that you will take the work that Dr. Carraway is doing very seriously, because it is a work that is needed for all of us, really, but especially in communities where we're struggling to move ahead and to fulfill that dream. But I want to thank you all for watching this program. As always, thanks to Channel 21 and also Channel 20 for giving us the opportunity to air this program. See you again on Life Esteem. Goodbye.